I told y'all that bitch was lying. Solutionary's Maj Toure here. Oh yeah, for everybody that has a half a brain that knew it for years, we already knew, but Rep. Anna Paulina has this dropped the bombshell of what's going on with this Tory Lanez case, and I told y'all, I feel like Boosie's daughter. I told y'all, Nick, I told y'all. Now, for those that been under a rock for however many years, Tory Lanez, hip-hop artist, dated Meg Thee Stallion. He went to court. They said he shot her in the foot. They said she was Della Reese from Harlem Nights.
He shot me in my pinky toe.
I know, man.
I'm gonna put what's left of my foot in your ass. I'm gonna kill him, sugar.
Please, be careful.
Hold on.
We're gonna find your toe.
They lied and they conspired and all of this other stuff, but he got convicted. 10 years of his life for one of the most wonkiest, questionable, bullshit cases that we have seen in a very, very long time. But a few hours ago, Rep. Paulina said, yo, I got some information, it's gonna be out in the next 36 hours, and she dropped a bombshell that some of us knew, we felt in our guts, some of us that tapped into that story a little bit more heavily, we kind of was like that, but she dropped a bombshell, and I want to read through all of these real quick. I want to hear you guys' perspective. Also, guys, real quick, stay to the end. I want you guys to make sure that you tap in for the Solutionary 9, because this whole Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion situation deals with firearms ownership, deals with conflict resolution, deals with de-escalation, and these are the things that we go through classes, curriculums, as a member of the Solutionary 9. So link at the bottom, check it out at the end. But let's read and get into this real quick. We got to start from the top. Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal, a habeas petition, and a successive habeas, all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have seated a panel. Oral arguments are coming. This case is far from over. Due process matters. Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. That district attorney over there in Cali has been getting his ass whipped by Firearms Policy Coalition. Bonta is his name, for trying to push through with these racist practices of gun control that clearly have bias and were originated based in a time when it was like, we can't let the black people have guns. All right, so nonetheless, that enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate of this enhancement. That's not justice, that's discrimination. All gun control is racist. I've been telling y'all this for the last 7 years with BGM. Anyway, let's continue. The forensic evidence in the Lanez case was deeply flawed. 0.01 chance his DNA was on the firearm. 0% on the magazine. No fingerprints. DNA from 4 individuals found. Tory was not a primary contributor. All of the other people involved, they didn't fingerprint them. Key gunshot residue tests never performed on others, which means when you do a residue test, if they think you shot somebody, the gun residue is going to be on your hands and all over your clothes and things like that. They never performed the test on the others involved. This raises serious doubt. Newly surfaced body cam and medical records show Meg Thee Stallion initially claimed she stepped on glass. ER records show no bullet fragments on x-rays. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing. So the evidence is missing. Evidence handling was a disaster. So most of us have already saw the video of her stepping out the car going, ow, nasty, savage, ow, stepping on glass. That's another reason why years ago, when you simp-ass motherfuckers, when I said that's bullshit, I know what a gunshot wound to the foot looks like. When I said that, and a lot of you so-called celebrities that follow me, that be simping for the women exposure as opposed to holding humans accountable, y'all got up there and tap danced. Slim Thug, one of them. Van Lathan was tap dancing for Meg Thee Stallion. It's a few of y'all. But when I said that's not what a bullet wound looked like, and there's absolutely no way she got shot in the foot, and then less than a month later she was tap dancing at the VMAs. I said that, but y'all wanted to hang me out to dry. But nonetheless, let's continue. Under California's Racial Justice Act and recent legislation limiting the use of rap lyrics and character evidence, Tory Lanez deserves a full review. His conviction was built on outdated and unconstitutional grounds. Music to the ears. Tory Lanez's trial included prosecutorial misconduct, exclusion of mitigating factors, use of protected speech, rap lyrics, tattoos. They used tattoos to say he was the bad guy as evidence. Witness contradictions, immunity deals with unclear motives. This is not how justice is supposed to work. The main girl, everybody knows that Kelsey shot her. Everybody knows that. Or shot at her, because she wasn't even shot. okay? Everybody knows that. Tory knew that. Tory decided to not take the stand. I get it. I understand that code. That's his ethos. I ain't mad at it. With all of the evidence looking at it, I would have felt like I wouldn't have had to take the stand either. Just look at that evidence and what's missing as well. But all of that happens, and she gets prosecutorial immunity. Kelsey, no matter what she said on the stand, she had immunity. Why? Why would she get, if you're looking for who actually did it, as opposed to targeting one person, why does she get prosecutorial immunity if the fight was between her and Meg? Let's continue. Key witnesses changed their stories or contradicted themselves. One admitted in court she lied in the DA interview. Another gave a sworn statement that Harris admitted to firing the gun. Sworn statement that Kelsey admitted to firing the gun. The case deserves fresh eyes and full transparency. Tory Lanez's conviction and sentencing raised major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, use the lyrics as evidence. Sixth Amendment, right to confrontation. 14th Amendment, equal protection under racially biased enhancements. These issues demand urgent review. Lastly, justice isn't served when due process is ignored, evidence is mishandled, and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lanez deserves a fair hearing, and if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom. Free Tory Lanez. I want to be very, very clear. Everybody that was being objective 1,000% knew that this was cat. Even down to Tory saying, I got enough to not take the stand. And when people said management, Rock Nation, all of these other different things, y'all tried to package them like conspiracy theorists, right? When it's as more of the evidence seems to roll out, it was a motherfucking conspiracy. People conspired, the evidence just go missing. The video footage, and the only video footage you got from the dash cam is when she's stepping back, ow, when she steps on the glass. Here's my challenge to everybody, including the women, including you fucking simps. Y'all swore up and down. Y'all was going to dick ride your way. Meg's not going to fuck you, bro. At what point are you going to just be objective? I mean, at a certain point in any case, you have to go, when there's strange information, you got to go, this looks strange. This shit look crazy. Why did she get prosecutorial immunity? For what? What is she saying that she would need immunity from? It's the same thing with Fauci. Joe Biden leave office, he decides to say, I'm gonna give immunity for all of these people. For what reason? If you're doing what you thought was right, why do you need fucking immunity? At what point are y'all gonna just be honest? More specifically talking to the women right now. Because it was 1,000% women, self-hating, fake feminist women, up there lying and saying, oh, he just absolutely did it. Y'all don't believe women. After all of this fake ass Me Too shit showed up, y'all got in the way of actual victims. Because y'all jumped out there without all of this evidence and or ignoring all of this evidence. At what point are you just gonna be fucking objective and say you was fucking wrong? At what point are you pussy chasing, clout chasing fucking influencers gonna be honest and come out and say, I was wrong, I didn't look at all of the facts, I had a bias towards Tory Lanez, I had a bias towards men, I supported the war on masculinity, I made women look bad because I supported a fucking liar. She gets on Gayle King's show and says, I lied to protect us. All of that tap dancing shit. Never mind the fact that Jason Lee hopped on his show and showed text conversations, now that it's coming out, between him and Tory Lanez and said, I know you got the street code and all of that, but this is bullshit. Tory said, I couldn't do that, my mom being gone, I could not send another black woman to jail and take a parent away from their child. I protected Kelsey and I protected Meg that night. These are the texts between him and Jason Lee from however long ago. So he stood up there, was the hero in the situation. Y'all packaged him as the fucking villain. Everybody with half of a brain was like, something's not right here. I'm asking y'all legitimately, are y'all really all gonna come out and say, I was wrong, I let my emotions get the best of me, maybe I need to reflect and do X, Y, and Z. Y'all were in support of gun control, knowing, because a lot of y'all are supposedly pro-black. Knowing that all gun control is racist, knowing that the Gun Control Act in 1968 that started in California was put there because Black Panthers wanted to arm themselves against bullshit. So y'all supported gun control with all of this bullshit ignored. Y'all supported that just to throw a black man behind. You're supposed to be pro-black. But you supported all of that to throw a black man behind bars and just threw all of your fucking objective logic right out the window. When are you gonna fucking make public statements to the same level that you disrespected this dude? And I don't think that a congresswoman is gonna jump out there putting her reputation on the line. If she didn't do due diligence and all of these things couldn't be fact-checked and already have been fact-checked and proven and provable. Are y'all gonna tell the truth? And I'm talking to some of y'all that's my homies. Or at least y'all pretend like y'all homies, right? Y'all pretend like we homies, but as soon as I seem a little bit too more right of center because I'm objective, because you super left and soft and fucking wimp, I want to know if y'all actually gonna tell the whole fucking truth here. As much as you say you support women, supporting women and actual feminism, which is the equality of legitimacy, legitimate equality, not this bullshit that's being passed off as feminism. As much as you say you support women, you make other women look bad with it like this. A decade of this man's life, y'all try to throw him in a fucking stern with no fucking evidence, only ego, falsehoods, bullshit narratives, and your confirmation bias. But I don't know. Maj, you just hate women. Maj, you just mad that it was a gun charge. Maj, don't you got gun charges? Say whatever you want in the comment section. If you get something right and you stump me, I'm going to agree. See, I'm objective. I'm actually objective. You get something right, I'll agree with you in the comment section. You get something wrong, we gonna chop you the fuck up in the comment sections, because with all of this evidence laid out, if you still land in the same exact spot and try to defend dumb, it's 1000% your hand bought for everybody to chop you the fuck up, because you're a fucking moron. You're a moron. Lastly, guys, hit the link below. Sign up for an Understanding Imminent Threat class. Sign up for a Firearms Basics class. Most of you people that was talking about this shit have no idea how firearms, ballistics, any of that shit works, okay? Sign up for the Solutionary 9 so you can get access to all of the classes. Conflict resolution is a critical component. And if that night that this thing happened, cooler heads would have prevailed because people was operating from some solution-based, solutionary mindset, maybe we wouldn't even be having this conversation, and you wouldn't be looking like a fucking dickhead that got to eat your own hat because you jumped out there, because this situation wouldn't have even happened. Hit the link below, sign up, tell me what you think in the comment section, and make sure you subscribe. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of Solutionary University. Hope to see you guys in the class soon. Be safe, be solutionary.